All right. What's up, Ben?
Yo, what up, brother? What up?
Happy episode number 25.
25.
Yeah, it's a big deal right here. So I had an idea. Last time we did 24, that was the Kobe podcast. We talked a little bit about that. This is episode number 25. I just want to tell you, here's some athletes who were number 25. Vince Carter, Barry Bonds, Derrick Rose, Ricky Henderson, Richard Sherman, Jim Thome, LaShawn McCoy, Sammy Sosa, Fred Biletnikoff, George Brett, Jamal Charles, Chris Harris, Mark Price, Mark McGuire, Rafael Palmeiro, Ben Simmons, Robert Ory, Andrew Jones, Jason Giambi. Man, a lot of good players have worn 25.
You just read out like 30 names. I wasn't ready for all of that.
Hey, but that's a lot of good players.
In there. But Ben Simmons, because come on.
Hey, it's the clout. I have to throw him in there for the clout. That's why he's there.
Yo, when did Barry Bonds wear 25? I mean, not Barry Bonds, Vince Carter.
And this with the Hawks.
What, really? I thought he wasn't 15? That's weird.
No, he was with the Hawks. 25.
And what's up with Andrew Jones spelling his name ANDRUW?
Yeah, that's the way he spelled it. It's not up to him. That was on his mama.
Yeah, it feels like the baseball players were the better guys on this list wearing 25. I'm gonna go with Sammy Sosa, bro. I grew up watching that home run battle of Sammy and Mark McGuire. I saw when he cracked his bat and they found it corked.
The corks.
Yeah,
wow.
So that was the era of baseball, man. Like that's when I remember me and my brother, and that's because we were young, but we were glued to the TV for those old school baseball games. The days when the Braves were legit, also.
Yeah, man.
I'll go with Sammy Sosa, even though I'm not a fan of him after his baseball career. But
Sammy Sosa over Barry Bonds as the best to wear number 25.
I mean, I would go Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, then Barry Bonds, to be honest.
Yeah, Barry Bonds came after that race. He didn't really have Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa race, like that quality of guys pushing him.
He was just
kind of on his own island.
Yeah.
Definitely baseball was in its glory days when Sosa and McGuire were doing it. So were you a Sosa or McGuire guy during that race?
Both, honestly, but I just liked when Sammy Sosa hit a home run, it looked way cooler than when Mark McGuire hit a home run because of his ritual. So that's why and the little hop, like he would do the little hop or skip. I just liked his swag on the baseball field. And what up, Diego? But honestly, I liked the Cardinals more than I liked the Cubs at that time. But man, Sammy Sosa just had that thing to him, bro. Like I said, like when he hit a home run, his shit and his batting gloves before the at bat, and it was. He
had more swag.
Sammy Sosa, hell yeah! That home run race was epic. That ESPN 30 for 30 is epic.
It was epic, yeah.
I really like that.
Since you took Sosa from the baseball side, if I had to force you to take somebody from the basketball side, who are you taking?
Derrick Rose, probably.
Okay, and from football?
I think Derrick Rose is the only 25 on that list to have an MVP.
Yeah. From football, Sherman, Jamal Charles, McCoy.
I'd go LaShawn McCoy.
Flashy, yeah.
Robert Ory, and it would be between Robert Ory and Derrick Rose in basketball.
Ory for his titles. How many does he got? 7?
He had a title with the Rockets, title with the Spurs, title with the Lakers. And he hit big shots throughout those titles.
I think he has 7. I mean, that's his name, Big Shot Bob, right? So.
Yep.
All right, man. Well,
let's move on. That was cool, Just.
Hey, I said
a little icebreaker.
I said let's do something different there. Let's talk about some Hawaiian quarterbacks. That's the flavor of the week right now.
We're just gonna transition into Hawaiian quarterbacks, eh?
So I'm gonna get this name butchered as the rest of America does. DJ Ugalele. I don't know how to say that name. He wears a chain. It's called Big Cinco. That's his nickname. So we call him Big Cinco. Yeah, he's number 5, and he's a big dude. We saw him last week.
Cinco?
That's his number 5. Big Cinco.
No, I know, but I mean he's from California?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know too much about this guy.
Well, this guy, you would think
I've seen him play.
I've seen him play.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't watch like the whole like pregame, like the what's it called?
Yeah.
The kickoff show, like with Lee Corson.
Yeah, college game day.
Game day.
So he comes out this big Cinco, big chain, big guy. Like
that's dope.
So yeah, it is. So this week he played Boston College, right?
They were in trouble.
And they were in trouble. They were down 18. There's a big comeback. But this week is the test.
The spread was like 19, and they were down most of the game.
But Armando, so this week is the test for him because they're playing Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They're only 5-point favorites, even though Trevor Lawrence will be out. DJ is going to get a second start.
Battle of the undefeateds, right?
So what do you think? Battle of the undefeateds, man. This is the big test. We already saw Alabama play Georgia. They got through their test. Alabama did. I think that was Alabama's biggest test. They shut them out in the second half.
I don't think Georgia's really that good, to be honest.
You don't think so?
I think A&M could beat Georgia. I think Florida is going to beat Georgia this weekend. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big – like their quarterback's bad.
Yeah, he's little, bro. I mean, I can't believe he even throws past that line. But what I'm saying is, from the Alabama standpoint, that was probably their biggest test up until now, and they passed that test.
Or even A&M. Even
Clemson's biggest test will be Notre Dame this year, I think. North Carolina is not panning out to be the team that we thought they were. Without Trevor Lawrence, this 5-point spread, what do you think, man?
I think that it should be a lot closer to pick 'em. I think that Notre Dame win. I mean, they struggled last week, bro. I saw that game. I was watching that game.
This is Notre Dame's fastest defense, bro.
Boston College is not very good, but Boston College is not very good. But I know that they have played Clemson tough in years prior. Like they've given them scares. I don't think that they've beaten them, but that they've come close.
Syracuse plays Clemson a little tougher.
Okay, I might be getting confused with Syracuse then. Both crappy teams, but they tend to play Clemson close. But regardless, bro, I think that might have been what Clemson needed also. Like maybe he just needed that game, to get under his belt. He knows that he's a starter. He's known he's a starter this whole week coming into this game. Probably a little different than last week because Trevor Lawrence got announced that he had COVID midweek. Wasn't it like Wednesday or Thursday?
Last week. And then he's not cleared this week because he has to pass some sort of protocol that clears his lung capacity.
Okay. So, I mean, and he did lead the comeback. Second half, they came out strong right away, scored, started climbing back into the game. Boston College still played them tough to the end. Notre Dame, they're good, but they always shit themselves in the big game. Always. And
Brian Kelly doesn't get it done.
Yeah, he can't win the big game. They tend to they're more of a running team, and Clemson, that they might have the best defensive front in the country, like they do year after year. If it's not Bama, it's them. I like Notre Dame getting 5, though. I think it's a lot. I think it could come down to a field goal game. But I think Notre Dame getting 5 is more than enough.
Mondo says this is a big game for the freshman. He's more mobile than Trevor. Yep, he is. He's going to need his legs in this one. They'll pull it out by a field goal. That's what Ben just said. I think they are going to need him to run more. Last week, he had a little reserve on the run. He didn't use it as much. He can do it. But against Notre Dame and that speed, especially if you're in the goal line, you're probably going to have to do some QB runs where you're doing a little play action, then you're drawing with the QB. You're going to have to do that to beat Notre Dame speed.
Justin, was he very highly recruited?
He was the number 1 recruit out of St. John Bosco. I don't know if you remember QB1 or QBU, the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Well, he was a junior or a sophomore at the time, I believe, and he replaced the senior who had led St. John Bosco the past 3 years. He beat him out a senior year for his job when he was only a sophomore.
Oh, wow.
So this kid has all the talent, man.
Damn, that's tough for that's also tough for the coach. Like, shit, going in, you wouldn't even think that it was a QB competition, but maybe if he didn't get the job, he'd transfer, do some shit.
That other kid ended up going to Iowa State, and he didn't end up starting this past 2 years. and now he's moving over to I think to another college. I'm not sure what
Brock
college.
Purdy at Iowa State.
Yeah, he's not going to be Brock Purdy. This kid is fast. The one that was the starter, but his arm is not as talented as this kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Cindy Bonda says hi. What's up, Cindy? That's my old manager, man. She's the best, bro. That's awesome.
Old manager from where?
From Sprint back in the day, bro. She's the GOAT, bro. She's the GOAT.
Well, it's got to be back in the day if it was Sprint, dog. I don't even think Sprint exists anymore.
Yeah, no, they got bought out by T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So this kid supposedly, like in high school, he was throwing like 80-yard passes, bro, off of one hop. The arm strength. Somebody said that he's Jamarcus Russell, but in a good way. The college version, the one who
you don't want to be college version.
Yeah, you don't want to be NFL Jamarcus.
Normally, you don't want to be compared to Jamarcus Russell, dog.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it too many points or what? I mean, we want to
get. I think with this Notre Dame speed, this guy's not your normal starter. He's not Trevor Lawrence. This is a lot of points. It was 7 before the whole Trevor Lawrence situation. Now moved down to 5. I still think it's too much. 3 points, 3.5 would have been a little more comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it in the Hawaiian quarterbacks topic. Last week, Tua got his first start for the Dolphins. Another Hawaiian quarterback, left-hander. 93 yards passing. The Dolphins did most of their damage in the first half. I don't think they scored in the second half at all. But they got the dub.
They didn't have to. Shit.
They didn't have to. First play, Tua gets sacked. It's a fumble. The other team recovers. Doesn't look good, but then he comes back, throws a dime to Parker, gets a passing touchdown.
Interference. It was a pass interference, but he just put it like where Parker pretty much couldn't drop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a good pass. So, do you expect more out of him this week, or are we about to see the same or regression?
Well, yeah, the game script really wasn't there because of how well the defense played and the defensive scores. I don't know if they had 2 or they had 1 for sure. I don't know about 2, but they set them up with short field position several times as well. So the game script was, run, pass if we have to. Obviously, with the lead, you're trying to kill clock, make the game end as fast as it can. This week they have the game will be tougher. I don't expect them to come out of the gate like they did last week, although people have been scrambling to pick up that Dolphins defense in fantasy this week. But yeah, man, I think the game script will play more into his favor where he has to, convert more passes to get first downs coming out of the game, and it'll kind of get him in rhythm earlier because he didn't really seem into rhythm. I mean, he didn't even break 100 yards passing. So I know a bunch of people were pissed off. In the card world, his cards were shooting up. People were buying crazy because he was named the starter, and then he performed only 93 yards in a TD, and people were pissed because of what they bought it for. The value actually went down a bit than before he even started a game. So, I expect obviously he's going to have a better game than last week because he only had 93 yards in a TD, no picks, or he didn't have a pick, right? It was a sack fumble, a strip fumble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I expect him to have to make some throws this week for them to win.
This week it's against the Cardinals. There's some defensive backs on that Cardinals who can be disruptive. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I know without Chandler Jones, pressured.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Just real quick, talking about cards.
And Myles Gaskin is out and on the IR.
Wow. Yeah, on the IR too.
So that was kind of the safety blanket. He was getting like 20 touches a game.
Some people were thinking of fantasy, kind of like the little saving grace for some of these.
I had just traded for him and Diggs and like a little package, and we got hurt. Yeah, I know, it sucks.
So let me ask you about some cards because you brought it up with Tua and his card going down based on his performance. Is the volatility on cards higher on the NBA side or the NFL side?
NBA is like the hottest, bro. NBA is like it.
So one bad NBA game will really hurt a player's worth?
Oh no. No. Football definitely will because it's a weekly
thing. Football has a volatility.
It's a weekly thing, but that's why the basketball cards are worth more because there's more games. Thielen, Diego, for sure. Thielen. I think
So
Aaron
the question
Jones.
is,
Aaron
Diego's
Jones.
asking flex Thielen or Jones. So
Yeah, Aaron Jones is playing today, but there's no way that he's 100%. Williams is out, and I believe Dillon is out with COVID. I don't know if Williams is out because he had a close contact to A.J. Dillon, Boston College running back, or if he's out for a separate reason, but both of them are out. They signed they moved up some guys from the practice squad. But I think that they're rushing Aaron Jones back, and I don't expect them to give him his normal workload. Then again, I don't know anybody in the Green Bay locker room or shit about Green Bay, so we could be wrong, but I just wouldn't. I think he's being forced in there rather than being 100% healthy.
All right. So let's talk about another quarterback, one that has just gotten hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo, 49er.
That's Herb, boy.
Yeah, there's some rumblings on him, man. And we talked about when Herb was on the podcast. Now the rumblings are he might have taken his last snap.
Here's the thing, though.
Talk to me about it.
Here's the thing. The only way that Jimmy G could have been better this year than he was last year was winning the Super Bowl. Like, we got to think about it. It was his first full season with the Niners, and he got to the Super Bowl. Yes, maybe he wasn't having to make all those throws because of the defense that they had and the run game that they had at the time. Obviously, this year, everybody's injured. Kittle's out for 8 weeks. The running backs are all banged up. Ayuk is out. Deebo Samuel's out. Jimmy G's out. O-line's out. Like, the defense is all banged up. Sherman's out. Bosa's out. I mean, come on, bro.
That team's beat up.
It's not on Jimmy G. Yeah, he came up a little short in the Super Bowl, but his first full season with the team, they were in the Super Bowl. And now we're talking about an injury-riddled season for the whole team, and it's his last snap with them. I don't know. Who has a better shot of who last snap for Dak or last snap for Jimmy G? Who has a better chance of coming back to their team?
Jimmy G. The reason why I just think Dak is done with the Cowboys, I think he still has a good career ahead of him, but I think he's done with the Cowboys.
Okay. I don't think that Jimmy G is gone. I mean, unless they're really bad and end up getting like a good draft pick. But even then, you don't think that they just get a rookie and plug him in with a healthy roster next year. They're all hurt, bro. Everybody's hurt. Everybody.
So Leo's response to the Jimmy G situation is that he was carried, and Jimmy G is a game manager. He also said Seahawks broke that boy.
Relax. The Seahawks don't break anybody. Relax. But like I said, he didn't make the throws that he was supposed to in the Super Bowl. And, yeah, he's a game manager because of the run game and that defense that they had. Similar to like Russell Wilson in his first Super Bowl with the Legion of Boom. You know what I mean? Where they shut out Peyton Manning and scored defensive TDs and, won the Super Bowl. It was just game managing. It's the same thing.
All right. Well, this is exciting. A playmaker. And, maybe a future Hall of Famer. I don't know, maybe. Right?
My fantasy pickup. I picked him up.
Your fantasy pickup a few weeks ago, yeah.
A few weeks ago.
Antonio Brown. Yeah. AB. He's back, boy.
The love affair of him and Brady. I think Brady just had it in his mind. He had him over to his house when he was with the Patriots for that little stint. You know what I mean? Had him around his children. I think that Brady wanted to kind of get AB back on track, and he knows what the talent that AB is. I mean, I think everybody knows, but it's just, can he be locked in? Can he not be a distraction while on the field? And honestly, we haven't heard much from him. We haven't heard much from AB until we heard, the Seahawks are interested in AB. Russell Wilson really wants AB. And then all of a sudden, AB's going in to visit the Bucs on Saturday. And that same day, he comes out with a contract. So I think Brady had it set, that he played his first game with the Patriots, bro. He scored a TD.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now with Godwin out, Godwin had a surgery. I don't know exactly the timetable on his injury, but I know that it's several weeks. They got Mike Evans. Gronk seems to be coming back into form. Scotty Miller to the back of the bus, man.
But Scotty Miller has been the new Edelman.
He's going to the back of the bus, brother. because
there's room though. I mean, with Godwin now,
but Scotty Miller doesn't play the slot; he plays the outside. So unless they're going to throw AB in the slot, I mean, maybe they'll fit them all in there. I'm sure that they'll find a way. But when Godwin comes back, Scotty Miller isn't going to be playing very much. But yeah, bro, just another weapon for Brady. I don't expect him to score a touchdown his first. I think he's eligible to come back this week.
Yes, he is.
That's what I'm putting him. Is he suiting up, or is that still up in the air?
I think he's playing.
He's playing. I don't expect a touchdown. Let's see if he sees, 30, 35, 40% of snaps, maybe. That would be first game back. I would be super happy with 50% of snaps. But there's a lot of weapons there, and we'll see. I don't expect him to make instant impact. I mean, I would want that for my fantasy team, but I'm not expecting that. He's on the bench.
Well, what I liked about him so far is we haven't heard anything bad about him since the time of him coming back to the Buccaneers. I know Tom Brady has introduced him to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is kind of like a mentor, kind of a guy who speaks positively into people's lives, helps them get back on track. So I think that's a good thing for AB to have somebody like that talking to him and getting him back to where he needs to be. No touchdowns this week. That's just too much to ask for. If he does, that's just him overachieving. But I don't expect that. And I don't think they're going to 50, 60%, like you said, of the plays, getting the language down, getting the plays down. It's going to take some time. And then, of course, always getting back into real football shape. That takes some time. I mean, he keeps in shape, but he hasn't been tackled. He hasn't seen the field.
I'll give him by the third week, he better be, I expect a touchdown by week 3. I'll say that, but not yet.
Definitely.
But how you mentioned that Brady's a good guy, like trying to help people out. Did you hear about the Mark Cuban, how he posted an update about Delonte West? Did you see that?
No, I haven't, but I know he picked up Delonte off the streets. Delonte.
He seems to be in some rehab because he posted a picture of like
riding a horse
out on a lake and on a kayak and like riding a horse as well.
Yeah.
So, but Mark Cuban, man, pretty
shout out Mark Cuban,
stand-up dude, very rich dude, smart guy, obviously has a shitload of businesses. Delonte West once played for the Mavericks, doesn't play for them anymore. Had a kind of a bad rep in the NBA due to the LeBron situation. Yeah. But, Mark Cuban just showing good people still exist. Even those rich ass people, sometimes obviously he's doing it for a guy who was once a superstar in the NBA, but everybody else had given up on Delonte West. You know what I mean? For him to be out on the streets. Good for Mark Cuban, man. That's awesome.
Well, I'm not going to say everybody gave up on Delonte West.
Well, no, I know people had tried, but
you got to be able to want to help for yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, how was Mark Cuban able to convince the guy and not
Mark Cuban is a salesman, bro.
That's true.
And he was able to get him into the rehab, and
he put him into the Shark Tank.
Yeah, it looks good. It really does look good for him. Man, Delonte back in the day with the St. John's in college, man, they were something else.
Him and that other point guard had nice guards, bro.
Oh yeah,
was it Jameer Nelson? No,
Jameer Nelson. It was Jameer Nelson. Right? Yeah, they were best friends, man. I'm just glad for him.
And Mark Cuban, I even saw his name on how just Vegas will throw out random shit. Mark Cuban was actually had odds for 2024 presidential election, which I thought was strange. But
I was on Bovado, and the lead for 2024 was AOC. Elon Musk was on the list. Who else? There was quite a few non-political people on that list, and I was kind of like, this might be the way. I think
the Rock was probably on it. I know Joe Rogan has been on it before. Obviously, crazy odds, but they put some of these people on there. I don't know if it's kind of like to throw it out there and just throw it out there, see if it catches, or
maybe it's the way of the future where career politicians are not going to be the presidents anymore. Maybe that's the way it's going to be. I don't know.
Crazy how everything has odds, though. Everything.
Yeah, you can find odds on anything, man. But let's get to some odds. NFL odds. How about that?
Get to some spreads.
Let's get the first spread of the week, which is tonight Thursday Night Football.
Hey,
Green Bay.
real quick before this, I know last week I gave my play. The one that I liked the most last week was the Tennessee Titans. They were giving 6 to the Bengals, and man, smoked from the get-go. The Bengals played a really good game after that loss to the Browns the previous week, kind of at the buzzer. Baker's 5-touchdown game.
Joe Burrow, man.
Yeah, but I mean the Bengals without Joe Mixon, with Giovanni Bernard in the backfield again for a second week, picked up a big win against the Tennessee Titans. And that game was actually never close, man. It was close at times, but meaning like the Bengals were controlling the game. So, it took an L last week. We'll try and get it back this week. We'll see what we like here going through the lines. The matchup, it's about to kick off here in what time is it? 6:40? In about 40 minutes, the Packers 5-2 at San Francisco, 4-4. The Packers -2.5 favorites, under a field goal. We know a lot of injuries, like we talked about with the 49ers. Jimmy G out, Kittle out, no Ayuk, no Deebo Samuel. Who's Mullins going to throw to? And Jermichael Hasty is leading the charge in the backfield, I believe. Him and McKinnon. Yeah. I mean, the Packers coming off a pretty embarrassing loss last week to the Vikings, where Dalvin Cook, I mean, he looked like
4 touchdowns.
He looked like a hibachi chef out there talking about cooking, bro. Oh my God. 40-some fantasy points, dog. Like, what? Get out of here for a running back. That's crazy. They just fed him. If the 49ers had all their running backs that stable that they usually have, they might be able, and their scheme, they have a really good run scheme, so they could gash this Green Bay defense. Green Bay also, we know Aaron Jones is coming back, but like we said, no A.J. Dillon, no Williams. Aaron Jones, I don't expect him to be 100%. It's under a field goal. I expect the Packers to get right in this game. This is also a big, if you believe in it, revenge game from last year's playoffs, last year's NFC title game. Where Rodgers kind of went out like a punk, if you ask me, against the 49ers that game. They were talking, there was complaints about him not diving on the fumble from the center quarterback exchange, things like that. So coming off a loss, that bad taste from last year's NFC title, I really like the Packers in this one, and it's under a field goal.
Yeah, give me the Packers. Just too much hurt on San Francisco side. They're going to get it done today.
The Niners do tend to find ways, man, but
not so
I don't think so either. The next game, Denver Broncos going to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons coming off of a win. They're 2-6 now, and the Denver Broncos, man, did you see any of that comeback?
I did not.
The Chargers jumped up to a quick lead on them early in the second, not that early in the second half, but they were up 21 points by halftime. The Broncos stormed back, won like on the final play of the game, touchdown, kicked the extra point, won by 1 point. Now they're traveling to Atlanta. It's over a field goal, 3.5. I don't even trust the Falcons at pick'em. I don't think that Ridley's playing this week. Julio did have a good week last week. I'm going to go with the Broncos in the 3.5 in this one.
Same. I don't think, like you said, it's hard to trust the Falcons. I was a little bit surprised they even beat up on the Panthers the way they did.
Very
I think that was going to be the case on that one. I was expecting Mike Davis to get my usual 15-plus points, and
that didn't happen.
Didn't happen for me. So,
who? There are 2 wins. Is it both against the Panthers?
I'll pull them up right now.
It might be, because I know that, and the totals have been set really high. For
Panthers 23-16. They lost the first game. Falcons just have one win.
Falcons are 2-6.
Who did they? They beat the Vikings.
Oh, they beat the Vikings.
40-23.
Okay. All right. Well, up next, this one should be a good one, man. This one should be a really good one. Seattle traveling out to Buffalo. It's an early start for the Seahawks, traveling across the country to Buffalo. 6-2 Buffalo Bills against the 6-1 Seattle Seahawks.
I'll probably be watching this game.
This is if the Saints and Bucks weren't playing each other, I think this would be the game of the week. But this is a really good matchup, especially for the early slate. This is gonna be a good matchup. He ain't gonna be a front runner after this game, brother. This is a bad spot for the Seahawks, I think.
For the people listening, he's talking about Josh Allen being the front runner for MVP against Russell Wilson. Just for the people who are listening and not watching.
We're talking about a month ago, okay, when I said that. Josh Allen has cooled off. He has cooled off. He's lost 2 games since. But I like the Bills in this spot. Normally, I mean, you see a close spread like this, you understand it because the Seahawks are usually in close games week in, week out. This has been the season where they've been winning those close games. They've been coming up clutch, whether even that defense came up with that one stop. Even the defense came up with that one stop against Cam at the goal line in a game where they should have lost because Cam usually gets in there. I don't like the spot. I know next week the Seahawks have the Rams, big division game. I like the Bills in this one. 2.5. I'm not saying the Bills win, but I could see a 1-point win easily. You want to see a weird-ass game? Watch the Seattle Seahawks game, and you will go through everything. You'll go through it.
Does DK Metcalf score a touchdown in this game?
This is a Tyler Lockett game.
Tyler Lockett's game?
And that's because I'm a DK Metcalf owner in fantasy, but unfortunately, I think that this sets up for a Tyler Lockett game. And DK just had his game last week. Like, he went off. Obviously, you got to play DK, but this is Tyler Lockett written all over it.
I don't know where to go here, bro. I really don't. This was a tough decision for me. I'm gonna lean with Russ, getting the dub, and
it's under a field goal, bro. It's under a field goal.
I'm gonna go by field goal and have the Hawks. All the Hawks games seem to be close,
They
are
for
the most part. Good games when you watch the Hawks play. Just no bothers, but man, I love to see Russ and Metcalf work, man.
Yeah, I liked it last week. Up next, we got the Bears. Man, the Bears close to squeaking that one out against the Saints last week. It's mind-boggling, bro, how these teams can't just see that Drew Brees is going to throw within 5 yards. 5 yards. They're going to get creative. They're going to fake a screen here, and like throw it to the center.
And dump it 5 yards to the side.
On some bullshit, and it's going to be Taysom Hill playing center. But it's always 5 yards or less. We still don't know if Michael Thomas is playing. Michael Thomas didn't play last week. I'm sorry. I'm still talking about last week's matchup.
Still hurt. The ankle's still gone. I don't think he's back.
The Bears blew it. We'll get into that later. The Bears blew it last week. This game, though, against the Titans, really big letdown spot last week. Obviously, like we talked about, losing to the Bengals. This is a get-right game, but they really haven't been the same since their left tackle got hurt about 2 weeks ago. 5.5 points. Again, another game where it's just too many points. I expect it to be a lower scoring game. The Bears defense is pretty legit. Field goal game either way. Give me the Bears and the 5.5 in this one.
Yeah, same. Titans are going to win by 3, so Bears will cover that spread.
Yeah. All right. Detroit Lions, 2 against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings minus 3.5 point favorites. Vikings are 2-5. Detroit is 3-4. Kenny Golladay is out. Right now, Matthew Stafford is out due to being close to somebody that tested. But I expect him to play, though. They said he just has to test negative one more time. He didn't.
I believe week 1 when he had that fake positive, he ended up coming back. But
so this
might be the same
like
situation.
Close to somebody that had COVID or something, I believe. I'm not sure, but they're saying that he can play if he just tests negative again. Regardless, though, man, the Vikings, like we talked about last week against Green Bay, Dalvin Cook. Detroit ain't got the defense to stop Dalvin Cook. This is a game where you just feed Dalvin Cook again. You ride the back of Dalvin Cook, get 2 or 3 stops throughout the game, kind of like they did last week against the Packers, and win. So I got the Vikings, and I don't like the 3.5. I don't like the hook. I would like it a lot better at 3 where you push by a field goal, but Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings in this one.
Yeah, same Vikings, and I think this is where we start talking about Matt Patricia and his head job as head coach.
And if Stafford doesn't play, this is going to jump up. I would expect to at least 5, maybe 6. I mean, I don't.
At that point, I don't like it. If it's at 5 or 6, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, obviously not. It would be Troy Daniels coming in, backing up, right? Chase Daniels, not Troy Daniels.
Yeah,
Chase Daniels from South Lake Carroll. Up next, this is a pretty good one also at 1:00 though. The Baltimore Ravens 5-2 going to Indianapolis. Colts also 5-2. Ravens giving up 2.5. We know the Ravens coming off that tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. Big division game.
Lamar Jackson looking average last week.
Less than average. Less than average. He had about 3-4 turnovers last week. It was bad. But he is the reason that they lost to the Steelers. Because if he doesn't turn the ball over and set him up with all that short field, at least make him work for it a bit. You know what I mean? But he was just turning the damn ball over like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I like them to get right in this game. Phillip Rivers last week had a field day. Baltimore Ravens are going to shut down Phillip Rivers in that run game. They're coming off that loss. It's under 3, which is crazy. I really like the Baltimore Ravens in this game. I know that the Colts got Darius Leonard back. Their defense looked a lot better last week. They're going to need him in this one. But I like the Ravens a lot in this game.
I like the Ravens. To cover the 2.5, yeah. I think the run game is going to get it done. I think we're going to see
what do you think about
Dobbins and a healthy amount of Edwards.
Okay. All right, next up, Carolina Panthers 3-5 going to Kansas City 7-1. Chiefs minus 10.5-point favorites. We know that last week, what did they close at? 19.5, I believe.
19.5 last week.
They covered?
I'm about to find out.
I forget the score, but Mahomes went ham. Mahomes had 5 TDs. They had to.
Last week, 35-9.
Yeah, they covered. So here laying again double digits, obviously to a team that has it a little more, a lot more put together than the Jets. But Teddy Bridgewater, like you said, they might get Christian McCaffrey back this week. That's what all signs are pointing to him back this week. He's been out more than what was expected originally. So you got to think that he's 100%, and they wouldn't be bringing back, the best player in the franchise if he wasn't 100%. So if he plays, I do expect him to get a full workload. I know that he's practiced 2 days in a row, full participant. I think it's a lot of points. I could see a back door. I could see Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey this game against the Chiefs. Let's get a shootout. Give me the Panthers and the over.
Give me the Chiefs to cover. I just don't see it. I think the Panthers struggled last week against a bad Atlanta team. And Atlanta's offense is not as potent as the Chiefs. So, and the Chiefs defense seems to be doing a little better themselves. I don't see it for the Panthers, and I see some limited action from McCaffrey. The reason why I see that is I'm looking at the fantasy and the RotoWire, and I'm seeing some points still there for Davis, where you wouldn't have seen those points. I think they're going to share the carries.
What are you seeing, like 5 points for Davis? Come on, cuz.
Yeah, more or less.
That means 20 for McCaffrey and 5 for Davis.
I just don't see him getting maybe 60% of the carries, maybe 60. I don't. You're not going to put him unless you're going to. I just don't see them putting him all the way in this week.
I'm going to start him, bro. I'm going to start him.
Go for it. I just don't see.
You going to start him? Are you going to start Mike Davis?
No, he's not starting from this week. But I just don't see them covering the 10.5. Yeah, I would start McCaffrey.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Up next, the New York Giants at 1-7, big division game here against the Washington football team at 2.
Danny Dimes, baby.
2-5. Hey, you like how I didn't fuck that up and say Washington Redskins? I said Washington football team.
You got it right this week. Last week, I think you had it off.
I did. I had it way off. The spread is Washington at home, giving 3.5. Danny Dimes had a pretty good game against the Bucks until it wasn't that good. I mean, it wasn't really that good because they should have won easily if he would have hit Slayton on a couple of those deep balls.
He had a decent game against the Eagles too,
but he finds a way to lose the game.
Yeah, he does.
He's not the guy. Can we say that already?
I think so.
We can say that already? Can we say that about Darnold, or do we need to see him away from Gase?
I want to see him away from Gase just because of what I thought it was done for Tannehill. And we saw now him away from Gase, and I don't think it's done.
Fair enough. Anyways, back to this game. Washington, we saw them beat up on the Cowboys, and now they're getting all this respect, and they're 3.5-point favorites against the Giants. Give me the Giants because this is the toss-up. This is a toss-up to me.
Give me Washington by a whole ass touchdown.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right, up next. My beloved 1-6 Texans giving 6.5 points to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are also 1-6. I think that we pick up our second win of the season here to win by more than a touchdown. I mean, damn, we're coming off our bye week. The mustache isn't playing. Give me the Texans. Texans by 10. We're back, baby.
Okay, I don't know about back, baby, but I'll go Texans by more than a touchdown.
Why is the QB's name the mustache? Why?
Gardner Minshew?
He's out, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's out. Yeah.
From what I saw, at least.
I'm not playing DJ Chark this week. I hate DJ Chark, man. I should have never drafted that fool.
Yeah, not back, baby, but yeah, Texans by a touchdown.
We're back, baby. The Las Vegas Raiders coming off a big win against the Cleveland Browns.
This is the game I'll probably watch at 3 o'clock. I like this game more.
At 4-3, this is a good game. At 4-3 against the Los Angeles Chargers at 2-5. And like I said, they blew that lead last week to the Broncos. The Chargers at home and favored by 1.5 points. Man, I like John Gruden as an underdog. John Gruden as an underdog gets it done. I think let's go streaking here, Raiders. Let's win 2 in a row. Let's put a streak together. Give me the Raiders in this one.
I think the Raiders win, but I need Herbert if I want to win another fantasy game.
A shootout.
To go off. Because I don't know if you've seen my fantasy team.
No.
It's obliterated by injury. So I lost Dak. I've lost the Chubb. I've lost Mostert. I've lost Kittle. It's just IR after IR after IR. So,
you should be getting Chubb back next week, though.
Yeah, we'll see. And I think they have a bye week, don't they?
This week.
I'm not sure, but
the Browns don't play.
Give me the Raiders and give me the Chargers to make some noise with Herbert. I liked what I see from the kid.
Oh yeah,
better than I thought. Probably the best in the draft so far is what I'm looking at.
The Rookie of the Year race is going to be really close. I mean, because Burrow's also winning games and putting up stats. But
then you have Chase on the defensive side.
Nah, he ain't winning. He might be defensive Rookie of the Year, but
defensive Rookie of the Year. He's
the Rookie of the Year is going to be either Burrow or Kamara here. Tua got too late of a start, and we need to see more from Tua. But here, next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-0, coming off that big win against the Ravens, against the Dallas Cowboys at 2-6, and this is 10.5. It doesn't seem like enough points here. Ben DiNucci has been demoted from starting quarterback.
Derek Gilbert or
Cooper Rush and Derek Gilbert battling for who's going to wear the star at starting quarterback for the Cowboys. The Steelers are going to smash. I feel sorry for Zeke this game, bro. It's not going to be fun for Zeke this game. I feel sorry.
The season's not fun for Zeke the way it's been now.
No, well, I mean, he's part of the reason why it's not fun. They've lost some of the games because of him, single-handedly because of his fumbles.
That fumble, that's
but I mean, against this you know that they're going to be feeding Zeke, and against this defense, I mean, damn, he's going to get beat up. Give me Pittsburgh by at least 14. If the Eagles got it done by more than 10.5, the Steelers will get it done by more than 10.5.
I don't even want to comment on this one.
So you're on the same side. All right. Up next, Tua, 4-3 Miami Dolphins traveling against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals 5-2. Cardinals giving 4.5 here. What do you think, Just?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals on this one. I think that defensive backs from the Cardinals are gonna mess with the rookie Tua this week.
Okay, 4.5. It seems like a field goal game, and that defense for the Dolphins.
But it's the Cardinals' home game. Murray's gonna get it done.
I'll just disagree for the sake of disagreeing. So I'll go.
Damn, and that's because Murray was your boy.
Well, is he not playing like a top 10 QB? It's not like I was wrong.
I know, but I thought you.
Well, I'm not saying that they're not going to win, but it's 4.5. Like it's not 3, it's not 4, it's 4.5. There's 3, there's 4, there's 7, 4.5. That's the Vegas zone. 4.5, 5. Give me the Dolphins. Okay. And then the game of the week, Sunday Night Football. I think everybody's going to be tuned into this
week one
rematch, and I expect it to go differently than week 1. Obviously, Vegas does too, based on the line. It's the New Orleans Saints coming in at 5-2, traveling to Tampa Bay, 6-2 Bucks, 4.5-point favorites. I think Tampa Bay and their speed at linebacker with White and David can really track Kamara and Gronk. And the Saints have to beat you on the outside, whether it's Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, screen passes, whatever it is, it's to the outside. The Tampa Bay defense is really fast. I like Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay by at least a touchdown on Sunday night.
Yeah, this is the game we're going to be looking forward to out of all the games on Sunday. Give me Tampa.
All right.
Snooze fest Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night shit. But hopefully WNBA starts Monday night, so we don't gotta watch this shit. I'm kidding. But Monday night, the New England Patriots at 2-5 off a devastating loss, that Cam Newton turnover against the Bills, with a chance to at least tie it at the very least. But they're playing the New York Jets, 0-8. This is the get-right game. Patriots favored by 7.5. Patriots, because the Jets haven't shown they can cover yet. So,
yeah.
Patriots.
You know, I thought last week was going to be it for the Patriots. I thought it was going to be the big stand. I thought they were going to be getting it right, show them that they're still the champs of the AFC East. It almost was, but this week they get it done. It's the Jets. But yeah, I'm just literally. I almost had it last week. I almost made me look like a genius, but they did it.
Josh, right off the top, I would say Claypool, just without thinking about it. But Curtis Samuel has been finding a way to get in the end zone. Obviously, with McCaffrey coming back, maybe I would just go Claypool. I would go Claypool because he's been kind of steady as far as getting you a TD a week.
Except last week he wasn't in the action much.
Well, neither was Deontay Johnson either, so you got to think that he's due this week. As far as Claypool, last week was a Juju week for the most part at receiver, and Ebron got that one TD. Yeah, I would go Claypool, Josh. And that's it for NFL, bro. That's it for the line.
Well, that's not it.
Myself taking a lot of underdogs this week.
Yeah, that's not it because this week the people want to hear your line, your pick.
Oh yeah.
Game.
There was one that I was talking about that which one did I really like? I was talking about really liking something, Josh.
You know what? Claypool did have a touchdown last week. My bad.
You see, you're tripping, not me.
It might have been the week before that. Then.
I'm going to go with the Raiders. Go with the Raiders against the Chargers. I mean, it's Justin Jackson in the backfield. It's Herbert in the backfield. Herbert's been slinging it. Keenan Allen's been balling. Mike Williams has been balling. But I like Vegas as underdogs. I like John Gruden as underdogs. Waller didn't have that big of a game last week. Jacobs didn't have that big of a game last week. They still won. Give me the Raiders in this one. I like the Raiders this week, plus 1.5. I think that they even win straight up.
All right, so that's Ben's pick of the week, the Raiders this week. And that's Raiders money line or Raiders
Get back on track. So we'll go plus 1.5 just because we picked all the games against the spread.
All right. Well, let's move on to the NBA. We had a little bit of NFL talk. Let's just talk a little NBA, and then we'll talk a little MMA to end up the night. Just so y'all know, this week's NBA shirt is brought to you by the champions, Los Angeles Lakers. Baby.
This is brought to you by Fanatics. This is the part where we have a Fanatics ad in the podcast.
Yeah. Well, it does look like what we announced last week, December 22nd will be the start date. LeBron again saying I'm cherry picking my first month. What games I'm going to play.
Load management.
I think you earned it, LeBron. No problem for me there. Anything you want to say about the start of the year? I mean, I know you got to be excited. Paul Silas, new head coach. Expectations are big for them. What's up with the Rockets?
I want to see this free agency play out, though. I mean, we got a December 22nd, a start back date. I would expect free agency to start here in the next couple of weeks here in November. With the season being that close, I mean, it's a little over a month away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's going to be exciting times coming up in the NBA, kind of just to get us through the week as far as players signing, maybe people moving teams, this and that starting up here soon.
What about James Harden moving teams to the Sixers?
No chance. No chance at all.
You're giving that no juice. Shut it down right now.
There's just nothing to it unless James Harden himself goes to the owner and says, hey, I want to leave, but they're not trading James Harden. They trade James Harden, then they might not be in the playoffs. They know that at least with James Harden, they're guaranteed the playoffs. It's just, it'd be dumb.
So you're shutting it down right now, 100%. It's not happening.
It's been shut down already, bro.
No, I'm just asking for you to shut it down.
No. Well, yeah, just based off what I've read and what I've seen, like there's nothing. Obviously, the reason why there is talks or why it's rumored is because Daryl Morey is overseeing, the 76ers, but they're not going to trade James Harden for Joel Embiid, man. Like it's just not going to happen. Or
I don't think it was for Joel. I think it was for picks and
Okay. So we're gonna trade a guy who's been in the MVP race consistently for picks. Like if they're not even including Joel Embiid, then
that wasn't on me, Cole. That was on.
I'm not saying that it's on you. I'm not saying that it's on you. I'm not at all. I'm just saying you don't even get to the table without offering Joel Embiid.
Okay.
You don't even get to the trade table if that name isn't on there.
I like that. Confident. You know what you have in Harden.
I mean, it's evident.
Regular season GOAT.
Well, like I said, all the owner wants is to be in the playoffs to get that playoff money, those extra games. And trading James Harden fucks all of that up. It fucks all of that up.
I agree. All right. Like, what else are you expecting out of free agency? I'm expecting somebody to move, somebody big name.
Big?
Somebody's got to go. Because if it ends up the same way as it was last season, you can crown us already.
And I don't know how some people I don't know if it was maybe I got God or something, but obviously now because I'm going to say it, but something about like Giannis saying that he would sign long-term with the Heat or something like that, or if it was rumored that he was ready to do that or who knows what. Obviously, we know how things have gone with him and the Bucks, and that's been the rumor the whole time that the Heat would be the ones to make the package. They have the picks, they have the young talent.
I don't hate that rumor because, like you mentioned, it's always been Giannis linked to the Heat.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't hate that rumor or what you're bringing up there. I just don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock in it either.
Josh, Rockets fan, says, how many years before PJ Tucker and Eric Gordon are gone?
Well, Eric Gordon just got a new deal, so unless we trade his ass, it's going to be a while. PJ Tucker hasn't gotten renewed. I think this might be the last year on his deal.
Also, Josh,
and
keep in mind,
Tucker's a lot older as well.
Yeah, keep in mind, I don't know if y'all are going to continue to play that small ball. That coach is not.
He said it's going to be a mixture of both.
Yeah, so guys like that might have to go and get some taller guys.
But no, and even Eric Gordon, though, I mean, that's what you want off of the bench. Maybe, I mean, not even as a starter, but that's a guy who you would want coming in off the bench, not starting. He can give you something against other teams' second units. He could give you a good amount.
Oh man, he's great off the bench.
But starting is a different story. He's good juice off the bench.
Definitely. Well, draft's coming up as well, and it seems like now the Pistons got the LaMelo juice sprinkled all over them. They're talking about moving up in the draft to get LaMelo.
What pick do they currently have? Or
I'm not sure where they're at and how far they have to move up, but LaMelo has been training in Detroit for quite some time now. I know they just sent Jello, his brother, over to go train as well in Detroit.
Get some points. Hey, you take Jello, then Melo will definitely go to y'all.
Yeah, you got Melo and Jello. It's a combo. And I know LeVar has been outspoken that he actually wants LaMelo to be a Piston.
Oh, wow.
Or a Knick. So
I like him with the Knicks, man. I mean, he could, because it would be a shitload of pressure for the kid. But damn, I mean, if you put the Knicks back on the map, and at his age, I mean, he would be living the life.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that, but it's like I said, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. But it would make RJ Barrett a number 2, and that's kind of what RJ Barrett is, and not a number 3. So I like him to the Knicks. Obviously, the Pistons have better players. He'd be nice there with Blake. He could throw some oops to Blake.
Mm-hmm.
But LeVar usually gets his way, man, when he speaks things into existence, like he likes to say. So
he manifests.
He manifests. There you go. I wish I had the draft order pulled up as far as the Knicks and Pistons picks.
Oh, you want the NBA draft order?
And we've talked about this previously, yeah. But I mean, I think that a team is going to have to trade up if they do want him.
NBA draft order number 1, Minnesota.
Yeah, it's Minnesota.
Golden State number 2,
which is looking to trade out of there.
3, Charlotte.
That's
4,
where
Chicago. 5, Cleveland. 6, Atlanta. 7, Detroit. 8, New York. So that they would have to move up from there. Golden State looking to trade out.
Yeah,
that could happen.
And he won't go 1. He wouldn't go 1, but they're going to have to trade out with Golden State, and they've been looking to trade out. So I'm sure for the right price, they'll do it.
So you think Minnesota's keeping their pick, right?
Yeah, I think that.
Well, who are they going to pick at 1? Because I think the best guy is Wiseman, and they already have talents.
I think that they take the guy from Georgia.
What's his name?
His name escapes me. But I think that's who they take.
And Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. That's what they need. They have their big. They have their point guard.
He's your shooting guard, right? He's really a 2. Anthony Edwards, not really a 1.
No, he's more of a 2 or 3. I don't think that he's that big enough to. He might not be that big enough.
He's only 6'5", bro. He's not. Yeah, I don't know about the 3.
He's definitely a 2.
The guy. He kind of reminds me of having like that NBA body already out of college.
He's very athletic, also
6'5", 225. So
windmilling and doing windmill dunks in games and shit. But even like with D'Angelo Russell at point, him as shooting guard and Cat at center. It's a decent core. Now you just got to get them to play hard and win.
Yeah, I don't know if they will.
That's the problem. Yeah, you got to get. That's
you let everybody know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw this week, man. Karl Anthony Towns came out talking about his mom and the corona thing. I couldn't watch it, bro. It was too much for me.
I didn't watch it either, but I don't recommend it. I saw maybe like 20 seconds, but I saw the headline and it was sad. Because I remember that was like right when everything had started, like when it was at its like really at its worst. So yeah. R.I.P.
Hey, so is there anything else you want to talk about the NBA before we just close out here with the MMA?
That might not be the best way to transition, but no, I'm done. I'm done with basketball. We can get to the MMA.
Let's just do some quick hitters in MMA. By the way, guys, contest. It's almost over. The year's almost over. Winner will be declared. So whenever you put up the polls, make sure you pick them, guys, because it's a close race right now. First story of the night, Dana White says Anderson should never fight again after losing to Uriah Hop. It's been a tale of 2 careers for Anderson Silva. The first half of his career, unstoppable, GOAT. second half of his career, he's like 1-7, and it's been bad. He's getting finished at a high rate right now.
Well,
Do you think that should be it for him?
He got caught for being on the juice, and off the juice is different. He's like 44 or some shit. What trips me out is that DC couldn't finish this guy. And like here, we got everybody else finishing him, and DC fought him like a punk. But he's
Adesanya didn't really do that great against him.
Same. And here we got Uriah Hall. I mean, I thought Anderson was doing all right at first. He was kind of fighting in and out, not getting hit, over-reamish, kind of over-ream style. But he got caught. Yeah, he got caught. He got caught, and it doesn't take much at his age and what all his chin has been through with that Weidman punch, that Weidman knockout just tarnished his chin. Then Bisping dropped him a couple of times, he's done, man. He's done. And usually when Dana White says that he wants the guy to call it a career, he just won't let him fight anymore. So I expect that to be the last we've seen of Anderson Silva in the cage.
Now, would you still want him to fight not anybody young, but find fights that make sense, like older people who are on their way out too, just to have legends fighting?
What, they fought at 205?
These guys fought at 185.
At 185? Can Diego Sanchez make 185?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he can fight Diego Sanchez. He can fight Cowboy.
Yeah, I don't think these guys' careers necessarily have to be all the way over. If he can find older guys like that,
bro. He shouldn't be in there with we're calling Uriah Hall a killer. I mean, he's always been hesitant, but now we're calling him a killer because of what he did to this guy. But I mean, just when you see them, he doesn't belong in there he doesn't belong in the octagon with Uriah Hall. He doesn't.
Nah, that's not the fight you need to be making for him. I still want to see him fight, man.
I'm there with Mickey Gall.
He's not terrible, but find the right fights for the guy. Guys who are
he didn't look terrible.
Like Eric Anders, somebody like that.
And I think that already happened too, didn't it?
No, Eric Anders
was against Lyoto Machida then that he fought. But no, Eric Anders would knock him the fuck out.
You think so? Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Eric Anders.
He might be too young.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just want to see him again, but not against guys like Uriah Hall.
He needs to be fighting.
No one who's in the top 15. I don't want to see him fight the top 15.
Isn't there Bellator on tonight?
251 Bellator, yeah.
Who's Akel is making his debut?
Who?
The main event, isn't it Corey Anderson?
Yeah, I think it is Corey Anderson fighting.
Corey Anderson and his bleached hair. He was the one that had bleached hair for a while, no?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, talking about replacement fights here, Tim Means is going to replace Robbie Lawler at UFC 255. This bout was against Mike Perry. Personally, I was looking forward to Robbie Lawler versus Mike Perry, just because I'm not I don't think Mike Perry's a killer, but he is a pusher, and he will be going and coming at you.
And he wouldn't have been shooting takedowns either. He wouldn't have been shooting takedowns.
And I want to see what Robbie Lawler can do against a guy like that, just because. Man, Robbie Lawler, the last 4 fights after fighting Cerrone has just gone downhill. Doesn't look anything like him himself. So at least he wouldn't have to worry about a guy who is so heavy under pressure, like a Colby Covington. But it's more of a guy who's more his style, where they're picking their shot standing. I wanted to see that for Robbie Lawler. I'm a little disappointed that we're not going to get to see that. Instead, we're going to have Tim Means and Mike Perry and what's her name, the girlfriend in the corner.
Yeah, pregnant.
What do you think about that one?
I thought that, like you said, it was a good fight for Robbie Lawler. We saw him kind of hesitant in his last fight to pull the trigger, but against Mike Perry, I mean, you have no choice but to pull the trigger because he's not going to be shooting takedowns. He's going to be in your face punching you. So sucks that we got robbed of this matchup because it was really good matchmaking, I believe, on the UFC's part. But, Tim Means, a dirty bird, he's known for standing and banging. Now I think that this favors Perry. He is going to have to be punching up a little bit because Means is going to have the reach and height advantage on him. But Means got slept his last fight, I believe, by Rodriguez on short notice. This is not a good one. Mike Perry's going to get back on track and get $50K, baby, for his baby. He's going to put it in the first fund.
He's gonna have to replace that car he just totaled the other day.
Oh, that too. Yeah, Mike Perry by KO, man.
Yeah, I'm down. All right, PVZ
and Latoya will be 2-0 in his corner, dog.
Latoya, isn't it?
Latoya, whatever it is.
I don't know if you saw, but what's his name? The girl, Platinum Princess, was trying to sell her story.
Yeah, I saw. She's
She
trying to
can't
make
get
little
on
media runs.
Yeah. Paige Van Zandt set to make bare knuckle debut at Super Bowl weekend. Debut Super Bowl weekend. Do we give a damn?
I mean, I know you're gonna be watching. Shit, I don't give a damn. Her
husband fights this weekend, no? Also tonight, yeah.
And he's like a 4-1 favorite, also. Yeah, I really don't care, bro. I mean, it's probably gonna be on pay-per-view, and I'm not paying for that shit. If you throw me the link and it works on my phone, then I might watch it. But
I'll be watching through the link.
Yeah, well, if I get the link from you, then that's Super Bowl weekend. That's a long time from now. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be doing that weekend. There might be there's usually big UFC fights on Super Bowl weekend. So if it's at the same time as a UFC fight, then I probably won't be watching.
Yeah, it probably won't be. I'll probably just watch it anyway, just to see her get caught.
I'll probably watch it anyway. Shit.
All right, last topic of the night. This weekend's UFC, Thiago Santos versus Glover Teixeira.
Good fight.
Man, this is a good fight.
I think it's a rematch.
I don't think so.
It's not. I need to have this shit like up and ready, bro.
I'm almost certain it's not.
I think Santos has beaten him already. I think, but Santos, we know what this is his first fight since tearing up his whole leg.
Nope, not a rematch.
Okay, but this is Santos' first fight since that Jones fight.
Since John Jones fight,
over a year ago. Glover Teixeira, the garage weight champion. Pandemic Glover. Give me the pandemic Glover Teixeira.
Let me just read off. Ever since Glover lost to Corey Anderson, he's beat Carl Roberson, Ion Kudalaba, Nikolai Krylov, and Anthony Smith.
Not the best of competition. I mean, even Anthony Smith really has tailed off. Like it seems like Anthony Smith is done.
He put it on him.
Yeah. Oh, bad. That was a fight where they were talking about throwing in the towel. And Glover's 40+ years old, man. We'll see. I don't want to take Thiago Santos' first fight back, especially after how bad his leg was messed up. I'll go with Teixeira in this fight, and he's probably the underdog too, I would assume.
Let me just read off Thiago's. David Branch was his last loss before John Jones. Then he went on the streak of Kevin Holland, Eric Anders, Jimmy Manuwa, and current light heavyweight champion John Blachowicz.
He beat John?
He beat John.
Oh, I believe that was John's last loss.
Performance of the night for Thiago that night as well.
Interesting.
Give me Thiago. I think he's gonna.
Let me tell you,
he's a tough guy.
Let's see what the odds are. Oh, wow, yeah.
How heavy?
Teixeira for sure.
Favored?
No, he's a big underdog. You got to take Teixeira.
No way is Teixeira gonna win.
It's showing here Glover minus 250, Teixeira plus 190.
That seems good to me.
Hell nah. For his first fight back? Hell nah. Teixeira plus 190.
FanDuel has him at plus 184. Yeah, I mean,
it's about the same. That's that, especially as good as Teixeira looked his last fight, bro. And Santos hasn't fought in over a year.
But like you said, it was Anthony Smith, and he's tailed off big time.
Yeah, but he's been winning. But regardless, Teixeira has been winning. I mean, it's not like it was close. Yeah.
So has Santos. Santos been winning. He just lost to the champ.
Right, and he's been out.
The GOAT. Yeah, only because he got his knees blown out by the champ.
Right, but I mean, he got his knees blown out. I just don't like a guy that just got his knees blown out.
It's already been over a year, man. I think he's healthy.
Shit, Tony Ferguson came back in 4 months, bro. Thiago Santos don't want it.
Tony Ferguson is a freak, though.
And Tony Ferguson didn't even go to the doctor after either. He's like, nah, I got it.
He's got Tony Ferguson's his own doctor, bro. He's natural healing.
Yeah, so Teixeira's gonna whoop his ass.
I don't see it, Ben. I don't see it. Give me Thiago.
At those odds, there's no reason to be taking Santos at those odds.
You like the value, is what you're saying.
Oh, I like that he's been winning. I like that the other guy has a blown out knee.
Other guy, other than losing to the champs, been winning arguably against better opponents. John Blackwood, Jimmy Manawa, Eric
Manawa.
Jimmy Manawa was a killer.
We were just talking about cans to throw at Silva, and you said Eric Anders, and now you're naming him as a valuable opponent.
No, I'm saying that was Eric Anders then in 2018 wasn't that bad.
Same dude, bro.
Yeah, but now it's different.
Nah.
All right, we'll be here next Thursday, and I'm gonna be like, hey, what'd I say?
You might, but he might win, but it ain't gonna be no minus 250 win. If Thiago Santos win, it's gonna be by.
I'll go with that. It'll be by decision because you're not knocking out Glover. You're not.
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
So
Glover can be knocked out, but not by him.
So Big Ed says he knows exactly what you're doing Super Bowl weekend.
That's damn right. All weekend.
I think he's got his ear to the ground on that one.
I usually drink on the weekends and podcast day.
Hey, I don't know if you want to announce anything or.
Oh yeah,
keep it on the low.
Yeah, just to keep it on the lookout. We're gonna be doing something a little different, non-sports related. Try and bring a little different view, different I don't know, just not really sports related. Talking about different types of stuff. Not we talking about sports. We're gonna be trying to do something new. We'll see how it goes, but it'll be coming out probably on the same YouTube channel and all of that stuff. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see what it's up. It won't be sports related. Ben's going to be hosting something a little different.
More like music, current events, just random stuff, whatever.
He still doesn't have a name for it yet, but the vision's there. So
it'll be guest oriented.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm gonna be watching this game. I don't know about you. What you got planned for tonight?
I'm gonna watch some of the football game. Hopefully, Tanyan goes off for my fantasy squad, and I might get on some FIFA tonight.
All right, well, hit me up. All right, that's pretty much it for We Talking About Sports episode. Barry Bonds, number 25. Sammy Sosa, episode number 25. Again, you can find us on Apple, Spotify podcasts. You can find us on YouTube. We have a Twitter page and we have a Facebook page. Leave a meme, leave a comment. Someone will interact with you. We appreciate actually Mark last week, who was watching our video midweek and was commenting on the video this midweek. We weren't able to comment back because that was last week's video. He was just watching the video and replying live, and then he started wondering how come we weren't shouting him back out. But it was just because it was last week's video. Gotcha. I did let him know Thursdays is when we do it live. So, Mark, we appreciate you last week, bro. That was pretty cool.
And questions about anything, too, man. Soccer right now is in full swing with Champions League.
Champions League is in full swing.
Champions League going. What do you think about Champions, Justin? Early favorite? Who's going to win it?
Well, you have 4 teams who's got the full 9 points so far. Barcelona, Bayern, City, I believe, has the full 9. But I'm kind of worried about teams that I like Real Madrid, who's sitting with 3 points currently.
Big win,
on the outside. Yeah, against Inter.
No, they're on the outside right now, though. They're in now because of that win.
No, they're not. They're the third seed in their group.
With 1 game left, right? But don't they play like a crappy team? They play like the crappy.
If they win, they're in. Yeah, they control their own destiny. So, Champions is the one to be looking at right now.
Bayern just looks unstoppable, bro. Bayern just looks unstoppable. And that was a really good game against Salzburg, an Australian squad who tends to score a shitload of goals, very wide open. And I think the manager's even USA. He's an American, the manager of Salzburg. That was an awesome game, bro. That was high, back and forth, a lot of attempts, very high scoring. I believe the final was 4-2 Bayern. Really good game. Sané came on at the end. and hit a rowdy goal. Rowdy.
That's a big pickup for them out of Man City because the speed that puts up on the left side with Davies, Alphonso Davies, and Sane. I don't know if you have a faster left side in all of soccer now.
And it takes away from Man City, who's another usual powerhouse in the Champions League. Like, it takes away another one of their players. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, that was big. But yeah, Bayern looks unstoppable, man.
They absolutely do. I would say they're probably got to be the early favorites right now to win it all again.
PSG kind of in trouble too, no? With all those injuries, they had a loss to Leipzig.
Yeah, Leipzig, whatever.
And they tied.
They're going to win, get out of their division, but they're not going to do what they did last year.
Yeah.
They won't be in the Champions Finals. Sorry,
Cavani had a chance. Cavani had a chance to have like 2 goals in like the first 20 minutes of the game, man, and he had his penalty blocked. Usually a penalty kick that Neymar or Mbappe.
We're talking about last Sunday. Tottenham had a nice little comeback, didn't they?
We were up 1-0, then they tied it 1-1.
And then Bill came on and
Brighton. What? I don't know that team, but it
Brighton
was
Albion.
Yeah, and the sub, man, Bale, the sub hit that real nice header. Awesome to see him score, especially again for Tottenham. It was dope, and we're sitting in second place. We're sitting in second place right now in the EPL. I mean, I know it's early, but they're playing well.
You want to get up early. It's going to be like my team, Man U, sitting way up down there. I don't know if you saw our defense the other night. It looked really bad.
Dude, didn't they just lose in Champions?
Probably.
Man U lost to that team who was.
It's hard to keep up with them now, especially with that introduction of the Peacock app and all the games moving towards them instead of NBC Sports. I was watching on Saturday mornings. It's been very frustrating with that new Peacock app. Everybody has an app. Every
That's what it is, cuz
you gotta subscribe here, you gotta subscribe there. It's too much, bro.
All streaming now. Let me just go over what EPL big matchups we have for this weekend. I know Tottenham plays at 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Will you go for that game?
Yeah, I will. Everton against Man U should be a pretty good one. Everton's been at the top of the table. They've been really good this season. Crystal Palace and Leeds should be all right. Leeds has been pretty good since being promoted to the EPL. Tottenham against West Brom at 6 a.m. Then we got Leicester against Wolves at 8. And then Liverpool at Man City at 10:30. So battle of the powerhouses there. That one will be good. And I think Liverpool's going to be without Van Dijk. Manchester's a pretty heavy favorite right now.
Yeah. So just so you know, Man United is in 15th on the table. West Ham, who faces almost regulation every year, is ahead of them.
Damn.
We got Leeds United at 12.
Leeds has been decent. They've been playing decent.
You got Arsenal at 9. You got Man City at 10. Aston Villa all the way up to number 8. Chelsea's out of it. It's Liverpool's game.
It's early. It's early though. We're only 6 or 7 games in. It's not Liverpool's, man. This is Tottenham's to win.
I like that.
Leicester has 5 wins as well.
They're second place, sub-table, 15 points.
15. Liverpool's 16, and Tottenham with 14. So
Southampton has been the hottest team right now because
but you got to think that they're going to drop off eventually.
Oh, they are.
I mean, it's early. How many games are in these seasons?
38. I think.
Yeah, so I mean we're 6-7 games in. It's early.
Yeah, it's early.
But every point is crucial, especially in soccer, with getting 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. Definitely want to get as many wins as you can early.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. I'm done. That's it for me.
That's it, man. Enjoy your night, everybody. Thursday night, get that football in.
Yeah.
Later.